Hi class. So today is a day that we are going to experiment with printmaking. So remember, you could do an Adinkra symbol. You could design an Adinkra symbol, or you could just come up with a symbol on your own that represents you. So in class we would be using sticky foam and plexiglass. But since we're at home, I'm going to have you try a lot of different things that you can find around your house, most likely, and just see what works best for you. So we're experimenting on paper first. This I practiced before I did this video because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Notice I have a background paper so you don't make a mess all over the place. Parents probably wouldn't be too happy about that. And then I'll show you the supplies I gathered. So I did go get some sticky foam from the dollar store. If your parents are able to buy you that, it costs $1. I might have got it from Dollar Tree, and it looks like this. Just even regular foam would work if you have glue. Okay, then I gathered, there we go. I gathered a bunch of Q-tips that I rubber banded together. I've got some sturdy paper here that you could use to print make with. I've got some cardboard. I don't know if I showed you this yet or not, but a toilet paper roll, and I haven't tried this yet, so I'm not sure it's gonna work. The fork works pretty good, so if nothing else, you could just do a cool texture. Oh, and I do have a sponge, which you could print make with, but it also is really good to help spread the paint. So if there's an old sponge your parents are throwing away, you know, that maybe they were gonna clean something with, and it's like dirty, they don't want to use it anymore, then maybe you could ask to use it for this project. So let me go ahead and start off. I cut this into a 3-inch square, which is the size of a sticky note. I already drew my cat. The next step would be, if you were using sticky foam, to cut it out. I'm going quick because I'm in a hurry, but I'm sure you will take your time. One trick to cutting these out is that you are turning the foam more than you are turning your scissors. And if I accidentally cut this tail off, which I'm going to do on purpose, no big deal. I can stick that right back on next to the rest of the body of the cat, and it will be just fine. When you are designing this, remember that you want to draw big, and when I say big, I mean big. Try to fill up your whole 3-inch square. Okay, so if you were able to get the sticky foam, you could put this on the back of another piece of sticky foam, or you could put it on a piece of cardboard. Either would work. So now I'm just going to go ahead and peel this off. And I know I need to get his tail on there. So I'm going to put him here. Then I'm going to peel his tail. And stick that on there. In class we put pieces of tape on the back for a handle, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Also in class we all used black ink. Guess what? I don't have any black ink, so I am using red. I just put some here on this paper plate. And then this is where the sponge comes in really handy. You can kind of dab it. I'm going to dab it on my cat. We would be using a brayer if we were in class. That is what you use to roll out ink. But this works too. I'm setting my sponge back down in the paper plate so I don't make a mess. I turn this over. I press. I'll move it down so you can see it. You want to press evenly. This helps sometimes with both hands. I take it off, and I have a stamp of a cat. By the way, just want to tell you, if you do letters, it prints backwards, so maybe stay away from letters. Another thing I did, which was really simple, is I took a 3-inch square and I drew a simple design, and then you could just take your sponge with your paint or whatever and just kind of go inside of it like this. Lift it, and then you've got a heart, so you could repeat that. This would be the negative space. You could also use the positive space, the heart itself. So if I put that down, I could print, stamp, and go around it. And then it would look like that. I'm going kind of fast, so it's not perfect, but you get the idea. I made this Adinkra symbol, which means nurture, from cardboard. So I just cut 3-inch square. I cut it out and I glued it onto another background. Hopefully it's dry. Let's find out. So I'm going to get some paint. And I'm going to kind of dab the back of it here. And then, oops, I'm going to turn it over. Press down hard, both hands. And it looks like that. And the reason it has those ridges is because it's made out of cardboard. Another thing you could do, the fork actually looks pretty cool. Just kind of put it in there. It's just a texture, but I kind of like it. You could have vertical lines like this. Or I'm just getting a little bit more paint. You could go across like this. The Q-tips, see what those look like. It's kind of interesting, especially if you mix the Q-tips and the fork for a design. I'm running out of time. I don't want this video to be too long. I do want to show you that if you don't have any paint at home, you can actually make a print with a marker, which I'm looking for my set of markers. Here they are. So you could color on a design. And you got to color on it pretty well. Hopefully I've colored enough. Let's see what happens when I turn it over and print it. Press down hard, both hands. And yeah, it didn't come out the best because it was kind of wet and I rushed. But if you have no paint, this is also a possibility. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop because this video is getting quite long. But just experiment with the different materials. If you can't have paint, or if you don't have paint, sorry, or can't get any paint, try using like a marker to print. If you can't find anything like that, send me an email and we'll see what we can get figured out. All right, hope you have a fun time doing this. Have a great day.